What is up, you gorgeous, fabulous creatures? Welcome to another episode of the Losing It podcast. You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach. And before we dive in any further, I just want to say a huge thank you and a shout out to all the new listeners that have been joining me lately, joining us here in the community. It is so beautiful. I get so many messages from people now on Insta saying, I found you on your podcast. I found you on the podcast. And I'm just like, this is wild. I don't know how it's happening, but I freaking love it. And I'm just going to say thank you again so much, because if you're loving what you're hearing and you want to hear more, please feel free to leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. I would be ever so grateful, because that is how we're going to spread the message and share the love with more women. But today, honey, today is all about you. And this is what we're doing. We're diving on into a conversation about, I'm going to give you some tips. Fuck the conversation. I'm going to give you some damn tips. I'm going to pull your ass in line and tell you to pull your socks up, because I'm going to pull your ass in line and tell you to get in gear. What the fuck ever. Because this is all about how to stay consistent with your weight loss goals, as in stop giving the fuck up all the time. All the time. How many days in your life have you started a fresh new plan and you've given it up, at least within the week, but more often than not within a couple of days, and sometimes even on the same damn day? I remember trying the Atkins diet years ago and taking some disgusting fucking bullshit greasy ass meat or something to my job at the time, and I don't even eat meat. But of course, that's what you were supposed to eat. And I just fucking hated it. Like, I gave that diet up by lunchtime. By lunchtime, I was like, fuck this shit. And I had gone to get, I think I probably went and got Indian food or something like that for lunch, because there was no way I was eating disgusting, greasy, dripping with fat, dead carcasses. Listen, you can see I don't eat animal products, like, really, not for any particular reason, just don't really like them. So it's not like a shade thing. It's just they're not really my vibe. So I don't really eat them, and that's okay. You eat what works for you. I am a tofu girl, and other people just look at me and they're like, the fuck is that shit? I'm like, I really enjoy it. I like it. So anyway, that was some bullshit right there. And any time you are trying to do something from a place of desperation, instead of appreciating who you are and where you are and how far you have already come, instead of that shit, you get real desperate and start doing some crazy ass stuff. That is when you fuck yourself over every single time. So this is my first initial question to you today. And this is a question that just popped into my head the other day. And I thought this is the perfect timing, because we kicked off our Healthy Girl Era 30-day challenge, kicked off a couple of days ago. Let me tell you something right now. I have been super fucking diligent, because it's a 30-day challenge. I really, really can sink my teeth into it, and I really love it and I like it. I think it's the perfect amount of time to get some discipline in your life whilst remaining optimistic and not feeling like you're going to go crazy, which is essentially what happened when I was doing my Project 100 Days. It sounded so good in my head initially, but just within the first few days, I was fucking around with it. I wasn't being consistent and I wasn't being diligent, because I kept telling myself, it's all right, you got 100 days, you got fucking 3 months, you got all the time in the world. But now that is not the case. That's how I knew that sticking to a shorter, more condensed period of time is going to be the key. So that is why Healthy Girl Era is such a vibe for myself and for all the other girls who are inside of F the Scale, because it's free inside of there. And we're all doing it together. I have lost nearly 1.5 kilos. I think I took, I think it was 1.3 kilos or nearly 3 pounds I've lost in 2 days. 2 days since the challenge started, purely by following the steps inside the challenge. That is how good this is. I'm telling you, it's not too late to join us. Just skip on over to kyliepax.com F the scale. That's all right. kyliepax.com/F the scale. And that's where you'll find, the links are below anyway in the show notes, but that's where you're going to find the details, and you can just hop on in there with us just for the month, if that's all you want to do, and lose that damn fucking weight. Like, let's get with it. So this is the thought that occurred to me the other morning, and it made such a monumental shift in my outlook overall that it was the perfect way to kick off this challenge, because it just dropped into my head the thought of, what if Like, seriously, what the fuck if you ran your life like a business for 30 days with core markers and certain parameters that had to be met each and every day and performance reviews weekly? My question to you is, what do you think you could achieve then? Like, for fucking real, when I was working in the corporate industry, if I didn't meet my parameters and I didn't hit the core markers every day, when I had a performance review, my ass would get pulled up. Never did, because I made sure that when I was at a paying job that I wanted to keep, because this was a real good job. I was working for the government at this time. Like, it was a really good job. I wanted to keep this job. So I made sure I fucking stuck by the program and I did everything according to the book. So and I did really well. Like, I excelled in that job over a period of years. It was really, really great. So my question to you is, why the fuck, where do you get off thinking that you don't have to apply those same rules in your own personal life? Why do you treat yourself like a piece of screwed up McDonald's rubbish on the floor and think that you don't need to keep yourself neat and tidy? You don't need to put yourself on the straight and narrow. You shouldn't check in with yourself weekly, at least weekly, to see what path you're on. How are you traveling? If you were going to continue the same trajectory that you're on now for the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or here we go, because we've hit the 6-month mark in the year, if you're going to continue the trajectory that you're on now for the next 6 months, where the fuck do you think you would end up? Do you think you would end up in a place where you feel really good and amazing and vibey and incredible and empowered about where you have ended up at the close of the year? Because if you don't see that as a possibility, I mean, I want to say as a sure thing, but it should at least be a very strong possibility for you, then you are fucking yourself over right now and you are heading in the wrong direction. So if you want to look at how we can stay consistent, this is your key. First up, you have to start looking at your personal life like it doesn't matter. As if your job matters, your family matters, your commitment to other people and everything else in your world is something that matters, but you don't matter. You can go by the wayside. You taking care of yourself, making sure your mental and emotional health is strong, making sure that you have a beautiful routine each night that you love and enjoy to follow, whether it's a skincare ritual or doing some reading or doing some yoga or stretching or a meditation, whatever the fuck. There is a million options. You don't need me to tell you. You can just damn well Google it. But there is things that you can, and I'm going to dare say should, be doing each and every day that will move your needle towards the place that you would love to be at the end of the year. You would fucking love. You would strip yourself naked and run through the streets like this, showing everybody your new hot body that you had worked for over the last 6 months. And all that work started 6 months ago, which is right here now in July. That's when the work starts. But you're not like that. You think, in fact, you're not even fucking thinking. You're just hoping that you're going to get your ass in gear and Christmas time is going to be amazing. No, it's not. No, it is not. You have to start looking at your life the same way we are doing right now inside of a Healthy Girl Era. What if it was a business? What if you had core parameters and markers that had to be met each day? Otherwise, your ass was going to get fired. Then, I promise you, then you would make a damn effort. And it is time for you to put the same amount of effort that you put into a paid job into your life, which is 100 times more precious. If your ass gets fired from your job, you can go find another one tomorrow. Listen, you know what I'm saying. I don't even need to finish this sentence, but I will. How much do you think that you can, how sure are you that you can get another life? You fuck this one up, it's done. Done. You get to sit back at the end of it when it's all over and sit back and think, well, that was fucking useless. That was stupid. Do you really want to hit your 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s sitting in a rocking chair at that stage thinking, fuck, if only I had given it one really good go. Just one really good go. I know I could have sorted my shit out, but you didn't, because you didn't want to sit with the discomfort that is coming. Now, here is the thing. So I will tell you, yes, I am running my life like a business over these 30 days. I'm 3 days in. I'm on my third day. and I'm getting up at a time in the morning. I'm just getting up at about 6:15. It's not horrendous, but I don't want to get up at that time because it's fucking uncomfortable. It's freezing cold here, right? Freezing cold. Their car was all iced up this morning. It's not cold like, some of you will get, there's no snow and ice, but it's damn well cold here in the magical land of Oz because it's winter. And it's dark. I don't want to get my ass out of bed. I want to stay there in the cozy warm. But no, if I was going to a paid job, I would get my ass out of bed. I don't care how I feel about it. So I need to get my booty moving so that I can do the morning routine that I want to do, get the exercise in that I want to do, make sure that I've taken care of myself. I am committing to LED light practices for my skin. I'm committing to doing morning meditations. I'm committed to doing morning journaling. I'm using the Healthy Girl Era planner that we have specifically inside of F the Scale. So I'm doing that to make sure my day has a really strong structure so that I'm not just left waving my hands in the air and feeling helpless. I know exactly what I should be doing and how and when to achieve it. These are my core parameters, and I can look back at the end of each day and think, okay, did I stick to it? If I did, that's fantastic. But if I didn't, if I went off course, it's very easy to see where, why, and how that happened so that you can pivot for the next day and make sure that shit doesn't happen again. So in order to really achieve this, yes, first of all, you have to look at your life, just take an overarching view and think, where do I need to pull my socks up? Where have I let myself off the hook? And I'm giving myself way too many excuses and opportunities to dip out where I just know that I have the ability to do much better than that. Because the answer is never, ever, ever going to be in what you are doing as much as who you are choosing to be. So this is the second key. The first key, as I said to you, is yes, I am running my life like a business, and that is helping me just for 30 days. Don't get all up like in my group, I'm a fucking business, I'm at work all day and I don't want to do that and I'm with kids and whatever. It's 30 days. You can hack it. Trust me. If I struggled with my eating for 30 years, I can certainly find the willpower and the determination and the focus to keep my shit together for 30 days because I am worth 30 days of my life. I should have Googled how many days you are in an average lifespan, but I fucking promise you, you deserve 30 of them to focus on yourself. So the answer is, if we're going to look at firstly and run our life like a business for 30 days and ensure that we do hit the markers that we know will make us feel better and take our trajectory in the direction we want to be going, then the second step is always then to let go of what you're doing. That is, yes, it's going to be a primary focus, but it's only going to come as the after effect of who you're choosing to be. Sis, if you are going to sit around pretending to be a whiny ass, no good, overweight whinger who can't get their shit together and always has an excuse for everything, then you are not going to make it through. I'm not tolerating that from myself anymore because that was the story of my life. I was fucking pathetic. Like if I look back, how embarrassing for me. It's just one long sob story of why I just can't do it, or at least I can't do it, quote unquote, right now. Now's not a good time. Later will be better. I had every reason under the sun. But when I finally stepped up and decided, no, I'm not taking that anymore from myself. If I had someone bullying me and holding me down the way that I was bullying me and holding myself down, I would have kicked them out of my life so long ago, they would be nothing but a distant memory. But no, I let myself sit with that shit for years. That all stops now for you. I want you to decide who you need to be in order to carry out these parameters like we spoke about. When you go to work each day, or whatever the job is that you're doing, okay, it doesn't have to be going to an office. You can be the woman runs a household. If you've got little ones at home, we all know the woman runs a household. Ain't no man running nothing. It's the woman who is doing all the heavy lifting. We know that. And you have to put on a certain personality or persona to be the mum, to be the lover, to be the child with your parents, to be the manager at work. You are putting on different personalities in so many different circumstances. It's time for you to develop one that works for you in your personal life. Who do you need to be? Who would you need to be over the next 30 days to achieve, let's just say, a 3 kilo weight loss? Who would you need to be to lose 3 kilos over 30 days? There's a particular type of person, a particular type of woman that could achieve that. And she wouldn't whinge about it. She wouldn't whine about it. She wouldn't give herself timeouts and excuses. She would just get on with the fucking job because she knows she's worth the effort. So my question to you is, if you're still stuck with any of this and you need more help or some information, or you want me to fucking work it out with you, I will. Come find me, hit me up over on Insta, or you can always join us inside of Healthy Girl Era, which is happening right now inside of my membership, F the Scale. So honey's, hit the link in the show notes below. I am sending you tremendous amounts of love. And as always, please remember, the only person who has the power to change your life is you. When you step up and decide that you are actually worth not just the minimum baseline effort, you are worth some of your top efforts and decisions and capabilities and actions. Listen, are you not worth that? Do you not deserve that? When you decide that you are worthy of all that shit, that is when you've got what it takes. I'm sending you love. I will see you again next week. Until then, gorgeous ones, bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com and join me inside of F the Scale so that you can stop emotional eating and start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources inside my past podcasts that will help you lose the weight without the BS. I'll see you next week.